Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 69 of the Great Pendragon campaign. Hopefully, the audio is coming through. It looks like it is. I'm getting green bars, and
It
everyone else can hear
is.
me.
Nice.
Grand. Want to hear it? Hi, I'm coming to you live from Dublin, which is my new home. My move was successful. In the time since our last session, I have completely moved 4,500 miles and seen the Green Knight twice. So life's going pretty well for me. I know that we've been missing our Pendragon game, but I'm glad to be back. And before we begin, just want to ask, we all seen the Green Knight now, right?
Oh yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
We
I
all,
saw
we
it
all
this
need
week.
to see it. Yeah. Okay. If you haven't seen it
Yeah.
already, watch it. It's very good. Very,
Yeah.
very, very good.
I saw the like digital screening they did on the A24 website,
Yeah.
which was
Can I interrupt you real quick?
yeah.
Does the A20 did that have subtitles?
Yes.
Continue.
It had subtitles. I wouldn't say they were good. I usually watch stuff with subtitles, but I actually turned them off because I was like, I can understand everyone.
Oh.
And I just wanted to put my eyes on Dev Patel as much as possible. So
True.
anything distracting from that.
Yeah.
Total
Same.
smoke show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know that there's any other more beautiful man I've seen in a long time. Yeah. It's just utterly compelling to watch as an actor.
Yeah.
The dismal like snow and like mud and the bleakness of the wasteland combined with that stark yellow like that's good stuff.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
real
good stuff.
That was a very good.
A lot of good visual
The,
storytelling.
The A24 screening though had before and after thing. The guy who does the voice of the Green Knight,
Yeah.
read at the end read a full like stanza from Tolkien's translation of the Green Knight. So in that like mahogany rich deep voice grumbling out Tolkien's translation, that was good.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
not that. That sounds real good.
Mhm.
Definitely everyone watch it. Okay. It's
Yeah.
a must. I had
I've
trouble
also been
understanding-
ruined for movie theaters. Like, I don't know how you guys saw it, but I've just been I was like thinking about it. It's like, I can't watch a movie in a theater anymore, but that's a complete digression. We don't
That
need
was
to get into.
The first movie I saw going back to a movie theater was The Green Knight. I thought it was awesome
Okay.
to watch. However, I could not understand anything Arthur was saying because it was the raspy.
Darwin.
Darn.
Oh,
Darwin.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I mean I got a little bit, and obviously I got Guinevere's stuff too, which I thought was pretty good. Right? Do not take your seat upon these legends idly or whatever. It was like such a good line.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it was the rasp. It was the rasp. It was just quiet, right?
Mhm.
Like maybe just because I'm used to hearing things with earbuds and stuff, or whatever. That the idea that the sound just doesn't hit my ears the same way in a theater. It was a different experience.
Yeah.
And in both times, in both theaters, the first theater experience I thought was a lot better than the second one, where like just like the lighting and stuff was as well. But yeah, just the audio for both of them though was just not great.
That sucks. Yeah.
Like obviously like the great music and the good hear is a couple of those quiet like those quiet conversation tones I just could not. It's like they recorded with Jim's old mic settings.
Yeah.
Whereas it's
Yeah.
just a little
Super
quieter
quiet.
than everyone else.
They're super quiet. It's because the prior day everybody was like, it's too loud.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm glad we could all have the gang back together again.
Yeah, good to be back.
Yeah.
It's a morning for you all. It's kind of like church time. Sunday morning.
Indeed.
The bells are ringing. It's time. In a good way, though. In a good way. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time for Pendragon. All right. It's been a minute since we last played, but we're in the year 516. We finished a great battle. Last time we played, the Malahut Saxons. There was raiding. King Cheldrick. There it is. King Cheldrick drove Arthur away from your all's failed siege.
Yeah.
And you all have returned. So things have not been going great in terms of foreign affairs. However, at home things are relatively okay for now. So we wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering because this is the one where there's the night raid on our camp, and Gorthrin got to fight alongside Arthur
Yeah.
and the other round table knights, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was part of it. Yeah, that was exactly followed by the failed charge at the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah, you got it.
Yep. I'm looking at Acewin has 2 wounds. One is 17.
Yeah.
And one
Oh,
is
yeah.
4. But she's still kicking because she is a tank.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. You've been really working on that. Great, your health.
Yes. Yep. That's right. She was fighting with 3 hit points above her unconscious.
Yeah. I think you basically survived for investing a couple years worth of stuff into your con.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to start today's session. Gorthrin, you're inheriting Tilshead, which is a
Yeah.
fortified city, but you get the manor inside of it. It's basically a castle inside the town. And I don't think this is exactly like this fall because you've been kind of moving in for a while here. But I wanted to start with a flashback of you kind of standing in the opening here of like Tilshead Castle, right?
Yeah.
And like at this point, it's kind of like that you know you just bought the home. You know what I mean? So so to speak, right? Obviously, it's gifted to you, so it comes semi-furnished. But the idea here is you're standing in, you're backlit from the light with the doors open. You know, you're looking at the great hall, and it's relatively spare, right? Your touches aren't hidden here yet. And I kind of want to know what's going through your mind when you're looking at Tilshead. You know, like what do you see in this place? Is this going to be really like the new home for you, and like the new home for like for forever you were Cholderton? You know, is this going to be of Tilshead? You know, and this is this your family home? Is this going to be more like just like an office? Like, are you just unsure right now? Like, where do you think Gorthrin's head's at with the move?
Like, it's different than Cholderton, right? Cholderton,
Oh,
the
yeah.
shoot forest is like
First off,
right
yeah.
outside the front door. And you know, it almost has the air these last few years of a hunting lodge in and of itself. As he's, you know, just can't Gorthrin can't sit still, you know, even when he has a day off, you know.
Yeah.
Tilshead is situated on the Salisbury Plain. It's right at the base of the hills that mark the western border of the county. Like the Modron Forest is right there, but it'd be a good ride to get to it. So I think like he's looking at it as like it's first off, it smells.
Yeah.
It's in the city.
Yes.
God, it smells.
Yep.
You know,
I mean, it's technically a town. It's not a city.
Sure,
so it's
yeah,
not storm, but it still smells for sure, right? Like,
yeah,
it's so much louder. It's so much louder than normal, right?
Right. It's a market town as well, right? Like it's not like a settlement that came up around a castle. It's kind of like this is where all the farmers come to sell their wares. And so it's noisy, it's smelly. It's like
so busy on the weekends.
Veteran's gonna have a time getting this place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't get there's no parking on the weekends.
There's none, yeah. And the first thing Gorthrin starts doing is like, all right, well, we can put this here, and that we can, you know, knock out this wall. Like he's immediately trying to like reshape the space in his mind how he wants it, and like he's got some cash, some bank. He's ready to spend it on some carpenters, some people to come in and shape up the place to his liking.
Yeah. So when you're looking in this hall, then it's like you're like preceded by your family, your 2 daughters, you know, your wife, and then like a couple like architects carrying like scrolls, you know, of like, you know, pointing at the thing and the montage of okay. So this isn't temporary. Is kind of what I'm asking. Like, this
because
longer.
Because it's like I'm trying to think of like what he might just know about Tilshead as being, you know, just from here. And I think like the stuff that's in the main rule book about Tilshead being this bulwark against the supernatural forces of Modron, or like I don't know that he knows a lot about it, but I think he might know that this is an important place that has like significance to the pagan heritage of Salisbury. And he knows, if anything, he has to make this place his home for that to mean anything. He can't be a temporary resident. This is where he lives.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's good. I like that a lot. And just to remind you, your brother, your younger brother Rodgar, is going to be taking over Cholderton.
Yeah, the good.
We haven't seen Rodgar on screen yet, but he is known for being honorable but aggressive, as well as he's not known for being chaste, but he's not like you. It's not like how you
Yeah.
remember. Like your
No,
brother, you know what
no.
I mean? He's like the younger
Yeah.
brother who went the different path a little bit. He's still, um, you you sparred with him a lot, right?
Yeah.
Though, and like that was always sort of the activity that you and your little brother had together, right?
Yeah. And
Um,
he's little too. He's like 7
yeah,
years. Gorthrin's younger
yeah,
and of, different
yeah.
mom. Yeah. I imagine he's
So he's, yeah. Here, let me
scrawny.
ask you a question. Did you ever let him win, or did you like teach him not to? You know what I mean?
I think maybe, I think Gorthrin might have early on, like,
Would Erwin have told you to let him win?
yeah, I think Erwin might have just don't antagonate your brother, like, just to keep peace in the house. Because Gorthrin's, he's oldest from a different mom. So it's like the rest of all of the other siblings are from Glessig,
Yeah, rather than grade.
forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, great. And so I think at some point Erwin might have been like, just play nice. Don't no more bloody noses, no more black eyes. 'Cause Gorthrin
Yeah.
was always a beefy kid.
Yeah, for sure. Oh no, that's cool. I like that
Yeah.
approach because I'm kind of getting a vibe for how Rodgar would see you and his older brother,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Gorthrin, I'm sure, is like, oh, he loves me, of course.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he? But who knows what Rodgar
And
thinks yet? Yeah.
all right, I have to ask you a very difficult question. Do you think Rodgar, who was the favorite son of Erwin? Do you think it was Rodgar, or do you think it was
Mm,
you, or was it equal? As much
Rodgar was
or unknown?
blessed,
Yeah.
right? But there was that
Yes.
one year where back to back, like Erwin, like
He's the blessed baby.
he's the blessed baby. His older sister had gotten sick, she survived, and that year he was born and was blessed. And I think like that Erwin was probably always favored Rogar because it's like he's his firstborn son with grade. There's
Yeah.
all this like baggage that
Yeah.
comes with
Right.
Gorthrin,
Yeah, exactly.
emotionally. Yeah.
Exactly. And okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely see that. And so growing up, you were always sort of seen as almost like a kind of an uncle-y kind of figure.
Yeah.
Looking out because
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm drawing from a lot of personal experience here because I have an older sister who's 6.5 years older than me. And when I grew up,
Yeah.
she was basically my babysitter and aunt. You know what I mean? Like we didn't hang out.
Mhm.
And so yeah, like the idea, especially like in the family dynamics of a different mother and like the fact that you're going into the becoming a squire, like yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Gorthrin isn't even living there by the time Rugar's like of age to have memories.
Yeah, so like
You
Rodgar,
know.
okay, yeah, so like Rodgar is like very much, but yeah, when you come home for Christmas and stuff like that, or
Yeah. Yeah.
the holidays, but yeah, oh yeah, so like Rodgar is very much like, oh, finally, my uncle gets to go off and I
Yep.
get my own home, like
Yeah.
my own
That's the house he
apartment, it's
grew
my
up in,
bachelor
right?
pad,
Yeah.
it's gonna be sick, I want to get the Xbox set up,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Look at it. It's sweet. It's got that tilt, it's got that the jousting list, it's got the apiary. Oh yeah.
he's
Tons of
putting
cool stuff
RGB
there.
lightings on the jousting rails.
Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
he's
Gorthrin's like,
ready
I'll
to
be home
go.
on the weekends,
Yeah. No, okay. No, but he's
Yeah.
not Rodgar's not a gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, cool. Acewin,
yes.
Gwern comes to you and tells you that the pigs this year have been growing twice as big as normal. So expect to have, and Gwern is like basically showing you a chart, and the chart's going up, and that's your money.
Mm.
So he's just doesn't he doesn't tell you this, but he doesn't know why they're growing bigger. But he's not gonna look too hard into why and jinx it.
Right.
Flip side of this though, Awena, we have to talk about your wife.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Things have been cooling off a little bit between you and your wife, despite you all having like a pretty strong relationship. And Owena just begins to is we're at that part of a relationship where you all have been kind of together, and while you treat her well, she doesn't feel as desired as she wants to. Like you never flirt with me anymore. You know what I mean? It's always kind of like we're together.
Yeah.
Here's my sweetie. Like you say the word, the words like sweetie, and you eat together, and it's a lot of that stuff. But there's never like the courting. She kind of misses the courting part of it.
Hmm.
Right. It's like so imagine sort of like that kind of conversation during a day, like during the
Yeah.
holidays or something in the morning.
classic polyamorous negotiation. We've just brought the mistress into things. Obviously, need to reaffirm.
Why don't you do this? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's that's natural. Polyamory doesn't mean no jealousy, but it does mean an openness about that jealousy. So, Acewin's going to take that to heart, I think, and
Promise to do better.
Acewin has a plan. How's London this year?
Not great. Very
Never
Saxon-y.
mind. Okay, what is a good alternative to London? Like a nice.
Have you maybe Carlian? Because like where Arthur is would probably be,
Yeah.
that would.
So
Even then, that's a far cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the idea is Acewin's going to like send Alwina ahead, and then follow her later, and like kind of go through the courting, a lot of the courting stuff that she used to do when she would visit Alwina in London. So you'll recall that's where they originally met.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the idea, like, not, this isn't like, okay, I'll take you on the date. This is like, okay, let's redo our honeymoon. Like, let's reaffirm that this way. And also that's a chance to leave the mistress at home to see if my kids hate her or not.
Wise. Let's do it. Okay. Well, before we get to that though, we have to do a feast.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna feast for a farewell of Chalderton.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah. Spent. I'm shocked how well my production value has been able to keep after rebuilding this computer.
Yeah.
Kind of just loaded it up and everything kind of
And
remembered.
there it is.
Grand. Okay. Let's get ready to rumble. I don't remember how long this feast was going to be for you, Gorthrin, but I remember you planning it last session. Probably like a twofer.
Yeah, I was going to go for a 2. Yeah, 2 is to me the minimum for a feast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, considering you have to spend the first
Yeah,
round.
yeah. I don't know what happens if he's host.
Yeah.
He'd be flirting anyway because he's not gonna be able to, do much else. But the whole. He's inviting the whole Born, everybody who would have been as part of the Confederation, all his hunting buddies from across Salisbury. He'd even invite the Earl just to see.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Would you mind testing courtesy for me? I'll use this as the answer for whether or not the Earl makes an appearance.
Yeah, especially given, like, I feel like that the last time we played that the Earl, the last few times, like the Earl and Gorthrin have reached a new understanding, especially when he was like, all right, you go secure a place for the king. I'll go get him.
Yeah.
And then King's fine. I feel like that they've had a moment of bond in battle. All right, come on, character sheet. Courtesy.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Hey.
Yeah, the Earl will make an appearance.
Oh, yeah. I know that. He doesn't have to stay the whole time. He's got things to do. Certainly, we'll feast him.
Cool. I don't have rules for when an Earl comes to your feast. I mean, in my head, it should be like the feast is twice as expensive, but
Sure.
It doesn't bother me. I'm willing to just go with it right now.
Yeah, I mean, with London out of,
yeah.
With London cut off, I imagine it's kind of difficult to scrape together like the really good stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just we'll have a lot of the really regular stuff.
Yeah. So the Earl and his retinue will be stopping by. I'll be happy to come visit the estate. Has Rodgar already been sworn in, or do you think maybe?
I think maybe this is part of it.
Yeah.
I think this would be part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense to me. All right. So let's get ready to rumble for this feast. Fashion tests first. Or appearance tests?
Yes. Ethelred, don't fuck it up.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
almost a crit. Ethelred's she's trying now. She got the message.
Yeah.
And that gives me +1 in my appearance.
I mean, Ethelred's job depended on it this round. Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
Was not been helpful.
Hey, success for my appearance.
All right, near
There
the
we go.
salt. Well, above the salt for you, Gorthrin.
Yep.
You just insta grab 2 glory.
Yeah.
Grab that for you. It's too short. There we go.
Gorthrin flirts. He's gonna flirt with Speeder, and he's in high spirits. This is their home. He's not gonna disrespect her like that.
Definitely not. I would say because it's your you don't have to auto flirt if you're running the feast. I feel like that's pretty reasonable given the circumstances of things.
Okay. Oh yeah, that is true. He's playing host. He's too busy. His mind's elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I think he's gonna give a short speech, welcome everybody there, bring out the whatever it is that's from the most recent hunt. Yeah.
Salmon
Yeah.
right from the board.
Almond
Love that
cakes served on rondels? Hell yeah.
I would like
That sounds awesome.
I would like to amend the second course though. I know roasted crane sounds delicious, but you do love pasties. It seems kind of weird that you would host a feast without your own, your favorite.
Tim's is cut off, right? Those
that's actually,
it's cut off.
I actually love that. I actually love that. Thank you. No, let's honor the role here. Yeah, that's great. I love it. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we liberate London, there'll be eels for everyone.
An eel in every pot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He'll end the toast that, and then and sort of like call out and nod to Rodgar. My last feast under these beams, this roof, and this house has nurtured us, forged us into the knights we are today. He's like toasting, looking at his brother, and like, pass it off to you, brother.
And okay, and as you're giving this speech and you're like acclaiming your brother, you see your brother is like obviously like excited into this, but he seems to be scanning the room, like he's looking for somebody, while you're doing this. And
Okay.
I would like you to make test an intrigue as you're talking, to see what your brother's doing.
Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. There's too many things are going on.
Yeah, too many things are going on.
He's just being a little distracted.
Yeah.
Oh
no. And then we'll serve the feast, and I think this round he just wants to get the feel for everybody at the table. He specifically invited Miff to sit with them up there as a place where like Miff's
at the high table.
Just like been a good neighbor.
How old is Miff now? She's got to be old.
Yeah. I mean,
she was slightly older than us when we met her with our last characters.
Right. I get the impression she was in her 60s.
Yeah.
60.
And had those nasty wounds.
And actually, the question is, does she have an heir?
Yes.
Okay. I figured probably, but I don't think
a knight by the name of Glesny.
Glesny. Oh, I think you did mention Glesny before.
Glesny lost their hand in a fight in a battle. I don't remember. They are very unlike their mom. They're worldly. They're very pagan, but they are far more honorable and less blunt. Seems like the new age way of raising children brought in by Arthur's chivalric reforms is taking root.
Interesting.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Is it
oh, go ahead.
is it Aceman now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I drew my cards. I got a host card, but the host is Gorthrin.
Yeah. So the ghoul.
And this actually works really well. Host passes by. The host comes by and speaks with you about a topic dear to your heart. It's supposed to be your strongest passion. Choose if tied. It is tied because somehow I have love, family, hospitality, and honor are all 16. So I'm actually going to throw it over to Jim because it's literally Gorthrin coming by.
Yeah.
Uh,
Love of
what
family, hospitality, honor.
or honor? Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with love of family because Gorthrin's got family on his mind and legacy on his mind, and yeah, because Aceman, you only have one sibling.
Morpheus.
Yeah, and not even a like real sibling. They're
Yeah.
like they're a bastard. So
Okay, yeah, okay,
connected by blood, but but not tradition, as it were.
yeah.
Would Wolfius have been invited? I didn't think so.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it.
It's
We haven't really had any too significant.
No. He seems like a good guy, but we haven't graduated to like feast friends yet.
Yeah. We did invite him to hunt the wolf night with us.
Mm-hmm.
And Gorthrin is looking for his own trusted knights who might be useful as household knights in Till's Head.
It's ultimately your feast, Gorthrin. So if you want to like say that Wolfius is here as like a topic of like,
I've got him on Gorthrin's friends list.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I will, but not like as
not
just
high
like
table or anything like that. Just like
no,
yeah,
just
exactly.
like show up. We're having a
Just-
feast.
Right?
Yeah, household night. Sure, free food. Come on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Honestly, it's
right.
It's a lot like college in that way, where you just go to the places where the pizza is there.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe that's how it
You're
starts.
just like, oh, dude, you got. What are you doing? All right, so the Shouldertons got roasted salmon on this feast day. The other guys got astrological cakes. I'm gonna go with the salmon.
Exactly. Go with the salmon. Yeah. Maybe that's how it starts. Apologies, I didn't mean to make this awkward for you, but I invited Wolfius. Didn't have a chance to tell you before. Now, that's how I'll start off this. So let's try love of family.
Yeah. All right. Love of family. Success. Yeah, I think Aceman's like, my bond with Wolfius is tenuous at the moment, but not for lack of desire. I do wish to get to know Wolfius better. Awkwardness with my father, our father, aside. An important part of family is indeed the awkwardness of it at times. If you cannot feel comfortable being awkward around your own family, who can you feel comfortable around?
Well said.
And one geniality for the success. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. I boosted my level, so hopefully I'm a little louder and also talk closer to my microphone. But that was awesome. And I have the perfect segue before you go your next round, Jim. Your brother comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the topic of where his eyes were going becomes immediately apparent because he asks you, he pulls you aside quietly and asks you, or confesses to you, I should say, not asks you. He confesses to you that he's fallen in love with a commoner in Sarum, the name Obelat. She's a daughter, and he says, like, listen, she is baseborn. She's a daughter of a miller, and I want to ask for her hand in marriage.
You Chaldertons and your common baseborn loves.
He doesn't. And now I'd leave it to you whether or not he knows about your stuff, but you're just kind of the patriarch of the family. So he's so that's why he's talking to you about like, listen.
Yeah, I know. I don't think Yisbael. Very few people know about her. Well, Miller, no less. Rodgar, your heart will always want what it wants.
No, I think it's easier for you to say that than me. You've always loved strongly for many.
Sure. And not feel about others that you felt similarly about?
No. That's why I talked to you, because for the first time I've been moved. I want to write her a song. I want to sing about her. She awakened something in me that normally I only feel like after the best battle, you know? There's just thinking about her, man.
Yes.
Puts his hand on your shoulders. Like, just something about her. I can't. I
know how you feel. So Gorthrin's doing a little, thinking in his mind. He's like, Cholderton is,
Now, promise me, if I ever felt or acted like point to Acewin and Alwena, like how they go together, of like my wife kind of thing. He's like, if you ever do that, please kill me. But like,
certainly.
I have really good feelings about her, right?
Yes, but Acewin sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a word for wife guy that I found out. Uxorious. Uxorious means
like
excessively into one's wife. Like, yeah,
like, very specific word.
Like UXOR.
Yeah, uxorious.
Wow.
And I know because in legal pleadings, when you're doing a case caption, if you have husband and wife as co-defendants or plaintiffs, you say like Sam Rockwell et ux, and that's short for uxor. It's the spouse. So being excessively into one's spouse, uxorious.
Uxorious. Wow, I love it. So Gorthrin's in a generous mood. Gorthrin is not on a thinking long-term mood. And Gorthrin's like, Rodgar, if you feel this way, like from an out-of-game perspective, he can do this.
Well, like, out of game, real quick, just so you know, out of game, he's asking this as a favor from you because ultimately only the Earl can sanctify marriages.
I was going to say, this is really something he has to talk to the Earl. But he's like running it by Gorthrin.
Exactly. He's running it by first before he petitions the Earl. Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And you know that without, like, you don't need to know politics to know, like, this is what family does, right? He's just asking you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He's not going to go above Gorthrin's head. Yeah.
No. But I will say, knowing your brother, he will do it anyways, even if you say no.
Right.
Unless you like really convince him. You know what I mean? Like, you know him enough to know that he will do this.
He's going to do this come hell or high water.
Yeah,
so
right.
Yeah,
so
you can either do it against her.
But with that, knowing that stuff, what would you do?
Well, I'll say this, brother. You better get as much dowry out of her father as you can, because everyone knows that the Millers are loaded. So, you have my blessing. Someone should be happy underneath these eaves. This is not a place where domestic uncertainty and unhappiness make for a good home. Fill it with love, with my blessing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, brother. Means a lot, man. All right, I'm gonna go talk to the Earl, and he's gonna go off and talk. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, Gorthrin's banking on them being Millers, them having some.
They are. Millers are loaded.
To buy their way into.
And that's kind of what he's getting at, and that's why he positions it being like, I know she's a commoner, but
right.
As far as when it comes to like how well off you are, yeah, exactly.
They own property.
Yeah. So cool.
Very good.
Love it.
All right.
Yeah, let's do the next round.
All right. Boom. Oh, next round. So Gorthrin's first.
Yeah, Gorthrin will I think he's gonna game.
Oh yeah. You want a game with anyone in particular, or?
Yeah, he wants last game with Miff. Yeah, like,
Absolutely. And so like you're like rolling dice or whatever, and you know, she's still got her boorish tendencies. He's like, I gotta hand it to you, kid. You know, Lee and Mary, I'm a little proud of you. Never thought I would say it. Look at you. You remind me a lot of your father. Yeah.
if I wasn't uncertain, I think your daughter is rubbing off on you.
She's been taking care of me, bringing me back from the brink of death.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll miss losing money to you, Miff.
It's okay. If you stick around any longer, I'll run you dry, and there's got to be plenty more. Doesn't seem like your brother's a good gamer either.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Probably not.
I'll be bleeding your treasury and taking your treasures, and you know.
Right.
Next thing you know, I'll be hosting feasts. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. Listen. No, we don't always see eye to eye, but the board's gonna be different without you around as much.
Too different, I hope.
You know, you were a good target for raiders.
Yes. Missed that, I think.
Yeah. Like she grabs your like biceps, you know, it's like anyone this big, this strong, everyone wants to be looking for a challenge on them. Right? I don't know if your brother's going to be that big of a challenge. Sounds like they're going to be going up, looking out for other targets now. I'm going to have to get my my daughter in shape.
Yes. Well, perhaps it'll be for the best then that I'm not there.
Yeah.
Everyone else
Yeah.
get some practice.
Yeah. Looks like the Bourne's going to have to really come together again. And he's going to tell you the story about, what's his name? The big fat guy, the fat knight, Zagreus.
Mhm.
About the time you all rode out to fight him.
Oh, Justinian.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
And the
No,
idea
Julius.
is like, man, those were the days, man. she regales you of the time of like you all like charging at him and stuff during the anarchy.
That was
good
that
times.
was a great moment.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
You know what I mean? Like, of course she's old and giving you those stories, you know?
Yeah. I think afterwards, Gareth named a donkey after that night.
Yeah.
And that donkey lived for fucking ever.
Forever.
Yeah. I think they only recently died.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
That's so good. Yeah, Miff's gonna miss you. Miff's a good friend. And Miff appreciates you setting up this feast here. And even though this might be out of place for her to say as well, but like, you know, man, those fights with your dad side by side, man, he's looking down. He would have done the same thing. He's proud of you, you know.
Thank you, Miff. I think so too. I can feel his presence even here.
Could be. And looks over at Acewin, you know, and like, again, I'm sorry, you're like the butt of everyone's jokes, Colin. Acewin's like,
Ace,
no.
Ace, no, like honestly, Acewin's like used to that.
Yeah.
Like she's always been very aware of who and what she is, in a way Gareth never was.
If you would have taken a different path and wound up like her, you know, gesturing over to Acewin. Just doing a shake of disapproval like your dad would have never forgiven you, you know? Like, but you're turning out okay and proud that you have this new place, and you're doing you're doing your family a service, what I mean. It's going to be hard to leave this place.
Yes, certainly. Well, I'm sure for as long as you're around, you'll be able to whip Hulgra into shape, keep the rest of them in line.
For as long as I can. I'll be
Have
manning
another
this
round.
fort. Yeah. Oh, let me get some of that mead. And I forgot to mention it. I rode right past with my notes. Bees have been really good in Chalderton. And your wife, Sweeter and stuff, brewed up some mead with the surplus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I need that mead.
Yeah. And yeah, Colin, I appreciate you being such a good sport here as everyone compares Acewind to it. Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. It's like Hawthorne says, right? Families are always rising and falling, and not Salisbury, but
like the weird thing is that Gorthrin gets so much more credit than you, despite you all being like like neck and neck with the fights and the deeds.
She's always been there.
Yeah, it's just that Gorthrin somehow like muscles you out of the spotlight. He's kind of takes up a lot of
oxygen.
Yeah, he takes it. And it's kind of always been that way. And you've always just been, and like Gorthrin's always been super happy. And like, it's never like,
Mm-hmm.
But it's always just kind of been that way.
And this is the sort of thing that Gareth definitely prepared her for.
Yeah.
The idea that like, he's like, I had this great success. It wasn't because I was the best knight. It's because I was like political and convenient and like useful in those senses, and like that's why Acewind is fluent in the intrigue, but is, unlike Gareth, choosing really not to engage as much.
Yeah. Oh, incredibly.
But I think the next card on my end is kind of there's a theme emerging, because I get another host card.
Oh my god.
And it's Gorthrin coming by to ask Acewind about her best skill.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Could be a consigliere.
Not hunting.
Yeah.
No. So
what is it?
If it's non-combat skill, if it's combat skill, well, battle, I guess, is my highest skill right now at 18. Anything non-combat, highest is only like 10.
I'll defer to Jim here on if he wants to do it, because you've been fighting Saxons and Saxons are on the mind. So talking about battle and stuff like that kind of makes a lot of sense.
Right, you're taking over a castle.
Yeah, so
I think there's
plenty
battle does
of
make
topics
sense,
for that. But if you wanted to go non as well, what's the options for non-combat for you?
Quite a few. Courtesy, fashion, first aid, intrigue, orate, singing, stewardship. All of those are tied.
Yeah.
At 10, not particularly high.
Yeah. Of all of those, like stewardship makes some sense, but I think battle makes the most, because it's like Gorthrin's now responsible for like, defense. Like he's gonna have to lead knights in battle now, which is something he's never done.
Right.
Yeah.
So
where would you put the murder holes in the castle?
Yeah.
So what is the question about battle that you put to Acewind?
So like this late in the feast, right? Like, maybe some of the guests have already started to leave. Gifts have been given, oaths have been sworn, that kind of thing. And they're just sort of like hanging out. For the close friends have stayed, hanging out. Just like, I'm not often a person to doubt myself. But I find that in the heat of battle, I'm caught up, very focused on what's in front of me, and I noticed that you keep your head about you. Awareness. Tell me, how do you do it? And Gorthrin's like, clearly Gorthrin's awkward because he's talking about something of himself he's not very good at. So he kind of cuts right to it.
We can recall how when you were impassioned, how you just strode out alone.
Right, by yourself. Yeah, if I do that, I get slaughtered.
Yeah, so you... Exactly.
Gorthrin, a challenge is put before you now. The reason I keep my head about me is because I'm small. I'm of no great stature, especially not next to someone like yourself. I'm not the strongest of arms. My father taught me the value of endurance for those reasons. In battle, I must keep my head up. And if you're going to lead an esquile into battle, you must consider that for all your stature, you are not the biggest person on the field. You must think of yourself, your skill, your lance, as small. There's a place it can be fit, needs to be fit, in fact.
I always expect others to make room for me.
In point of fact, the Saxons will never do that.
No, that's what's so fun about them.
I think she kind of goes on a little bit about like, yeah, it in a battle, like you're used to thinking of yourself as the smallest unit, and you're a big unit.
Right.
But an Esquil is like in the grand scheme of battle, it's small.
Yeah, in the sports anime that is this game, it's very much the idea that I can no longer carry the team. I have to build the team, right?
Yeah.
That idea. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Gorthrin's getting into that mindset of like, up until now, it's all about himself.
Yeah.
He's been part of that machine and can stand out. And yeah, if he does that now, he's just going to get everybody killed.
And kind of for the most part, just saying like on me kind of works because you're so good, but it only it's not the best strategy.
It's the best. No, that's not going to win everything. Yeah, there's times where that's going to be really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Grand.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll talk about it till they fall asleep.
Yeah.
Ace wins such prudent counsel.
Mm-hmm.
I have a scene with the Earl that I want to have as well before we wrap up the feast. Okay. So the Earl wants to catch you, Gorthrin. Cool. And you know, he's got rosy cheeks, you know. It's near the end of the feast, and you know, we're kind of like at that nighttime, kind of maybe like outside even, you know, there's like, or like by like a fire or whatever. He's like he puts his arm around you, or like as best as he can because how tall you are, and he goes, you know, Gorthrin, we've been how do you say we've been getting along? I would say pretty well.
Certainly, I think so.
Yeah, and well, I've been doing a lot of reflection since the painting of Christ fell on me, and well, you know, I just want you to know that I've promised myself to do better, and do better I shall. And so, like as Christ served his apostles, you know, how can I serve you? What do you want to do for the court? You're going to be spending, I know you got Till's Head, but you're going to be spending more time in Sarum.
Yes.
Around me.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Well, whatever it is, I prefer it to be more active than contemplative.
Sure.
Not much for sitting around.
Quite
honestly, yes.
Tell me, Gorthrin, did you like meeting Sir Sagramore, the Byzantine king?
He's an interesting person. Seemed all right. Well, why?
Oh, I'm just thinking you might be maybe like any concierge, you know, and assist me in hospitality, greetings of guests.
Yes, I can see that would be quite engaging. Meeting new people from new lands.
After the hospitality shown here, I would be honored.
May I speak freely,
Absolutely.
Lord? Yes. I can tell that there's been a change in you, and I support that. It is good to see. So long as we serve our king, and we serve him honorably, then you can count on me, and I would be happy to assist you in Sarum in any way. Yeah, that being sort of like a concierge or sort of house diplomat sounds very interesting to Gorthrin.
As a member of the Round Table, I would expect to be keeping you quite busy with guests.
Excellent.
We'll be honoring our king all the same. Good. And he, you know, smacks you on the back, but he tries to hit you kind of hard, but it doesn't really do anything to you. Good. Well, that settles it then. So, congratulations. You're going to be sort of like the greeter and welcomer of diplomats and stuff who come by
Nice.
on either stopping by Sarm or deliberately coming to Sarm.
Oh yeah. In the back of his mind, Gorthrin's like, trip to Constantinople.
Yeah. I love that you think that, because that is not in the cards for
Right.
for the job, right? Oh,
Yeah. Gorthrin's like, oh
what
yeah.
percentage of travel is this position? And you're like 75%. Like
budget, like
What's the per diem?
Exactly. Oh, that's grand. Well, Earl's just anything on your mind? Anything I can do?
I have thoughts about Till's head. And my brother will be approaching you if he hasn't already about a matter of marriage.
Oh, sure. Whoever he wants, as long as they're not married already, or like a
They're
priest
not
or
married, but they are a miller's daughter.
something. Oh, that's fine. For a second, I thought you were going to say they were a priest. Yeah.
Of course not.
Okay, good.
Just putting it on. I was about to say putting on his radar, but
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, like,
giving
yeah,
a notice.
Listen, between us, it's just sometimes when people approach you about a marriage question, it's a little rough. This is way easy.
Oh,
Don't worry
excellent.
about it.
Glad to hear it.
It's fine. Yeah, that's good. It would be wrong for a place this lovely to just have a night. Should have a family.
Certainly. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Now tell me, how's the hunting? And like that's sort of like the
Yeah.
right.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what they're getting. Yeah. All right. I think then, is there anything we want to do before we do winter?
I didn't have anything else. This covers everything that I had for the year.
Oh yeah.
Just the sort of trip with the wife.
Absolutely. So we're spending into Carlian. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to like a monastery or anything like that.
No, God, no.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No, we do not want God to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I definitely think that the Earl is changing. Just being exposed to such high legendary people is sort of like kind of shaping the Earl from being such a kind of opportunist, dick to at least trying. Yeah.
He's trying.
Yeah. Like he's definitely like on the rank of it's a round table, so you shouldn't really rank people, but he's certainly like, he rides the bench if it was a sports team. He's not on the A list,
Sure.
It is a specific kind of feeling. It's similar to when someone you fucking hate agrees with you. That kind of is the feeling of someone who you fucking hate is actually becoming a better person, and you are being kind of forced to reevaluate that hate, but you kind of don't want to. That's how I feel about Rofus right now. It's just like,
oh yeah,
it's good. He's changing.
But
fucking
yeah,
dick.
Also, without like again, no need for like entry or anything, but to psychoanalyze him for a second, it's definitely like he's coming at it from the approach of very still the self-centeredness of Rofus, where it's like, oh, I need to do better because I need to fit in with my new peer group.
Sure,
right? It's not like it's like doesn't have a pure change of heart here or anything like that. Sure. It's entirely just the social calculus of
make it till you make it
being here.
I knew someone in high school and little after total shitbag, but basically every experience in their life was another step on their journey.
Yeah,
like
right.
This self-actualization, becoming
all my losses are lessons
about. Yeah, and it's like, motherfucker. It's like
it's a lot of lessons.
At some point, you just embrace. You are someone. You can't just keep rejecting who you were yesterday and saying tomorrow you're going to be a better person. At some point, you're someone. Fuck you.
Yeah. You don't get to just save scum your way to heaven.
Yeah. I am washed clean. No, you.
That doesn't work. No,
You could be washing. That's a thing, but you're not clean. You're just not automatically clean just because you realize you used to be shitty.
There's a burning trail of debris behind you.
Yeah. Like Bo Burnham says, self-awareness does not save you.
Yeah, it's not admonition. Yeah. Awesome.
So that's where Acewin's mind is on this. It's like she's very detached from it all, right? She's not making an effort to sort of break in, but her opinion of Rofus is not considerably changed, even if it's clear that he is like trying to be better.
Oh yeah, and it shouldn't, and that's kind of what I'm pointing out at. Is that he's acting different, but he doesn't feel different. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
All
this
right.
is
Spreadsheet time.
516.
516. All right. Let's see here. Cholderton, you're getting a -1. Your B's activity gives you a -1 to your misfortune, which is great. An extra -1. Earlier conflict gives you a 1. You have to do your justice event. So swing back over to roll 20. Test justice. Ooh, a convincing rich farmer who offers you 2 Librum to settle for him versus an unconvincing farmer about petty theft. Something about a heretic and a grandfather.
Yes.
Interesting. It's probably something about some heretical texts. Probably talking about like priests facing the clergy or something like, or why that's probably cool. It's based to face the clergy or to face your group, your parish.
Let's see. Yeah, he's gonna attempt to be just.
Awesome. You're gonna test just, and I'm gonna roll with a +5 here to see the skill. Oh Jesus, dude, you're against a god.
Yeah, against a 24.
you're against a real debate lord.
Everyone
here.
knows they gotta go through.
Oh, I only got a 6 though. I rolled real bad. Might have. So you beat me.
I got an 8.
I believe a success marks you down 5.
Sweet. That's the first one of those.
Yeah, definitely. So I believe you're going to be testing your stewardship only against a 12 this year. You're doing real well.
Nice.
And let's cut over to Winterborn Gunnet. Acewin, again, starting at the same 17. Your spring gives you a -1. Let's test your justice event. So let's see what that is. Ooh, a convincing farmer. Versus a rich farmer who offers you $2 about a goat and an illicit love affair.
Love affair.
Oh.
The goat is the gift.
That's one way to look at it. My mind immediately went to
not gonna say
that part of Everything You Wanted to Know About Sex But Were Afraid to Ask by Woody Allen, the one with Gene Wilder falling in love with the sheep.
Now I know why someone's offering you $2.
Yeah. The farmer's just like, my lord, he puts cloaks on my goat and speaks of him as a friend and always asks me to bring the goat with me, and it's uncomfortable.
Ooh. Luke and Chad has a good point of it's a love affair between goats and herds.
Oh, that is great. Yes. That is cool.
That's
Yeah. All right.
The question
so rich
is,
farmer is not boinking a goat. That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for that.
I test just.
Yes, and I roll.
Oh
no. That's gonna be an auto fail. Yeah. That's not good. I don't even know what that is. Justice, when you fumble. Oh, we have to go back on yours as well, Jim, because there's an extra step there. We messed up. When you do justice, but let's finish up Colin's. Colin, when you fumble, you increase hatred by 2.
Okay.
All right. And Jim, you reduced your hatred of landlord by 1. And then you test concern of commoners following that.
Okay.
So both of you have the test, and then that the test of the concern of commoners modifies the misfortune.
Yeah, I think Acewin thinks she has the clever idea of doing like the cut the baby in half thing.
We killed the goats.
But right. But forgetting the fact like it's like, well, the Lord can just like take and eat the goats. So like no one's going to protest that because it's not actually this horrific act like cutting a baby in half. That was what provoked the mother in the biblical story to step forward. It's just like this is not something so horrifying to provoke a moment of honesty. This is just a dick move. Yeah. Yeah.
Lord's got no respect for the goats.
Yeah, Ace was just like, oh, this is fantastic. We can have those goats for the party I'm throwing for my wife later in the season. Yeah, that seems to resolve it. And it's like, what?
All you did was just turn them together against you.
Yeah.
So good news is, solve the problem. Bad news is, bigger problem.
Yeah. All right.
This Acewin, not like the Gorthrin that we knew. Gorthrin would have just beaten us.
Fantastic. Okay. And
The
I'm
right
doing
proper Lord Gorthrin is. Not
I'm
like
doing
this.
concern and hatred roll and all that.
Too busy snogging his wife.
So I've got a concern of 12. And the delta between love and hate is 2 against me. So it's just going to be a coin flip.
Yep. So it's a 10.
Yeah. They still love me.
Hell yeah. You've reduced misfortune by 5. Love to see it. All right. You'll be testing your stewardship against an 11. In Chalderton, you passed your concern?
No.
Or? No. Oh, well, you just didn't fail, which is the important part. All right, which means you're fighting against a 17. So a 17 for Chalderton stewardship, and Gunnit's a 12. I'll roll for the 17. We tie.
Ooh, tie.
And I fail.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Chalderton, we tie, which means you pass. I believe you live normally. But you can always choose to live richly.
Yeah, Gorthrin will.
You pass, I fail. So you live richly. Would you like to live richly for free, or do you want to save some money and live normally?
Oh, we're living rich, and I'm also doing conspicuous spending.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yep. Okay. So rich is set up. Children, you're living rich, right?
Yep.
Yep. No problem. All right. It's just, it only costs you $12 dues.
That's fine. The feasts are 10. It's like how much a feast is.
Yeah. It's 10 per round.
10 per round. Okay. Up my spending for the year.
I think I got more glory for. Oh no, because you get glory for running the feast at all, as I recall.
There we go. All right.
I forgot how much it was.
Oh yeah, you're getting a ton in addition to the actual like feast general benefits.
I think it's
geniality. There's the word.
Yeah.
I think it's 100 was what I got as is Gareth last time I did that.
Yeah. But we had to finish the economy because I want to get into 517 a little bit too today, if it's possible.
All right.
So we're gonna do spouse industry. For both of y'all.
Yeah. Spouse. Where's the wife?
Hell yeah.
Industry. Hey, Alwina. Look at that.
Coat only gets 1 this year.
Yeah, and I should do Dove coat. No, apiary is what I got to do.
Wrong sheet.
Apiary turns profit.
Okay. APR turn a profit for you. Awesome.
Yes.
5 for you. Other
Yeah, I guess it is the
income,
apiary
3.
stuff.
Miscellaneous income, expenses. All right. So Cholderton, you're gonna get an additional 10 income.
Okay.
For Tilstead. Miscellaneous income and expenses, etc.
So I have miscellaneous. I had 2 + 2 Libra for spoils from the night raid, and then I spent 23 between the feast and fashion.
Nice. So that's finishing this year at 121. This doesn't include the
That's-
375.
It does not include the 375 from the ransom.
No,
There you
that's
go.
still owed to
You're
us.
yeah. Well, you're getting it at the start of next year, so I'm just gonna get it to you this year.
Yeah.
All right. That gives you the final spill out of 496. Your money is equal to like the gaming years. That's a milestone. That's an
496.
achievement in the game. Have labrum equal to your current year. All right. Colin.
Did you say 4 or 596?
496. You're in
496.
Yeah, you're going into 517 and 496. Miscellaneous income for Colin. We're at 516, so you're at 375 plus the 2 from the night raid. Is there anything else?
Other than like apiary and stuff.
Yeah, I already got your investment income.
Yep.
This is like money you get as gifts and things from other people that you have to declare on your taxes.
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing. Nothing.
What'd you spend on fashion?
I think I did spend some on fashion for. No, that might have been last year's feast.
Okay.
No, the Easter feast I did spend on fashion, but I don't remember how much.
I think you just spend on your Threadster.
Nope, I spent as much as Jim. I think I spent as much as Jim.
I usually spend 3.
Yeah. Because I think it was like, I think
Nice.
Acewin's like following Gorthrin's lead.
Yeah. All right.
Which is always a good idea when it comes to fashion.
Yeah. Acewin, you're at 520 going into next year.
All right. Hell yeah. Does
the
that
difference
include me spending 100 this year for conspicuous spending?
No, that does not. There you go.
Okay.
Now you're at 420 blaze it.
That
Episode
was
69 with 420 money. Imagine.
Stars are right.
Yeah.
Are
That
we
is-
still capped at our spending glory at 100?
Yeah,
Otherwise, you could just spend your way to the round table.
pretty much.
Would definitely.
Yeah.
I would do that.
No, that's good. That's good conspicuous spending.
Mhm.
And are we saying the conspicuous spending is the representation of like you giving it to people of the Born and like your trip?
Oh, absolutely. Half of that is the upkeep for like the Born, the Order of the Born, I guess, is now it's a thing.
True. Okay. Grand. Checks out. Awesome. Then we go back to 517. Oh wait, no, you have to do actual.
We
We have to do
We
the
have
rest
to
of
do
the
a
stuff.
lot of
Interface.
other stuff. I was
Oh,
gonna-
hang on a second. I jumped the gun. We have to do.
We got to do horse
bunch
stuff.
of checks. Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
Horses. Stuff
Yeah.
with horses.
Well, we got to do experience rolls first.
Not a lot of checks this year,
Many.
for me at least. Yep, energetic. No. Ooh, spiritual crits, but that doesn't help me in this context.
No, you got to roll higher.
You gotta
Roll
roll
up,
up.
roll up.
Just. A lot of these are going away now that he's no longer living at.
Courtesy goes up.
Shoulderton.
That makes sense. Courtesy goes up.
Yep.
Start practicing your bow in the mirror.
Oh, one last lance check before I don't get to roll that every year. Man, a lot of these. Oh, because we got raided. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Thanks.
you were much. I was half dead for most of the year. So
What's that? He had a busy year. Wow. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, that's okay. So horsemanship, lance, mace, siege, and courtesy all went up by one.
Wow. It's a great year for you.
That is a
that's
banner year.
11
Wow.
checks. You had 11 checks on your
Yeah.
sheet.
Yeah,
Wow.
but let's see. But now that I'm no longer living at Childerton, I don't get the automatic energetic. I don't get the automatic lance, automatic flirt.
Yeah, that kicks in for 517.
Yeah,
516. Yeah,
next
this
year.
is the send
This is the last year for those. Yeah,
exactly.
he'll take his mace trainer with him because it's still.
Yeah, you can bring
You
your
can still
retinue.
get checked,
Your retinue
yeah.
comes along.
Yeah,
That's easier to
Pack
pick
it
up
up.
and move than an apiary.
Yep.
Love it. All right. Aging. We don't have to worry about aging, right?
Not yet.
Right.
Nope. But
Right.
we are now 30.
Yeah.
I'm 30.
Yeah. Yeah, Gorthrin's 31 this year.
Family survival.
So I have Gunhelm's a page. That means the other three are still.
That's a sincerely a huge amount of checks.
Yeah.
But this was also a crazy year. I know we were coming into it like after not playing for like 4 weeks. There was a huge battle and so much goes on last time.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I think I have to roll again, right?
Yeah, you roll on a 10 or lower. They're dead. Is this all we know?
Oh no.
My heir just died. My oldest, my daughter, Alwyn.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Illness. Babies are always illness.
She was born in 511, so she was 5 years old.
Shoot.
Fuck. Okay.
Uh-oh.
516. All right, Archibald, you're my heir. Yep, Archie's fine. Yep. That's rough. That is, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, that's rough. Illness.
It was illness. Is that what?
5'11". Yeah. Everyone who is younger, child is illness 1 to 6. I don't have a random illness generator, but we can just.
That's fair.
Yeah. My stable labs. All right. Roll with the horses.
It's the winter or something.
So that's a charger out. That's a charger's been around since 502.
Wow.
I have.
Think of how many battles that charger must have seen.
Yeah, for real. Palfrey. Okay, yep, that's a Palfrey out. And good. Yeah, okay, so I lost a charger and a Palfrey.
Lost a charger and a palfrey. Wait, we skipped a horse survival?
All
That's
all my
usually
horses
right
survived.
after econ.
Oh yeah. Did you get any horses breeding?
I don't have any room in my stable, so
That doesn't matter. They still breed.
Oh, all right. It's
You just have to get rid of them.
okay. So
So
five,
basically, you
six.
you roll to see if you have these extra horses. If you don't want to replace any of your horses, then don't bother. Right? We don't have to waste time on it. But the idea here is that if you have horses that are old, you might want to just sell them, and get rid of them and and have younger ones in your stable.
That's what I've been doing.
My oldest horse is 3, so
yeah. And remember, we do Punnett square rules, so there's a chance that your horse is special, and then you can breed those special traits on.
Yeah,
that's fair.
There's one. That's what. There's the other one. So it looks like one doesn't. He's mostly focused on breeding chargers.
Yeah, because like if you have an old charger and you get a young one, it's like, okay, well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been keeping track, but I just don't have my paper handy at the moment.
Yeah.
So I usually have 2 that are foals always coming up.
Yeah. Man, like we talk about it all the time, and I can't get over horses, man. Like the use of horses in everything. Like it is it is the truck of the medieval world. It
really is. A lot of my master's degree was like reading these accounts from like Elizabethan knights in the Netherlands, and like easily every other letter is like, well, why'd you go raiding? So we could take their horses.
Yeah.
That's like literally oh, we got all their horses. That's great. We can actually like fight now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What do you call it? It's like the Charger is like the Toyota. What's it called? Like the Hilux. Like the tactical vehicle that everyone puts a gun on in the back of. That truck. It is that in a nutshell. Yeah. Everyone. It's these horses, man. Horses, like you need horses for war and stuff, and you need cattle for money.
Yep.
Everything was livestock. Still is.
Oh yeah. In the name, living stock.
Right.
Yeah, it is the Toyota Technical.
Yeah.
The 6th century.
All right. Experience improvements, I think. Or if we're done survival.
No.
You want to do childbirth? Or
not this year.
Yeah, not this year. We were away for most of the year. I figure.
I mean,
practice.
Alwina and Acewind obviously are on redoing their honeymoon, right? So it seems.
I think the honeymoon got cut short, Eric.
Fair enough. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it could have been like you come back with this news, right? It's not like your kid came along with you.
Yeah.
But
that's somehow worse.
Okay.
Like we had a great time and we come back and our daughter immediately dies.
Yeah.
That's
not being there.
Yeah.
For sure.
So they're wearing black this year. They're not trying for a new kid yet. Honestly, Acewin's probably going to be spending a lot of time with Archibald. See how Archie's too young. I mean, God, is Archie even going to remember his sister? How old is Archie? He was born 5. Yeah, he's 3 years old. He's not going to even remember all of it. Fuck, that is tragic. Okay, experience. Is this the last year we're allowed to bump our stats or attributes, or is that
35?
No, you can continue.
35.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In which case,
You just can't do size, I think. Right?
yeah. All right. Strength is now up by 1. I'm now strength and con 20.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Sveteran's industry and stewardship went up by 1. She's got a 20 stewardship now.
Oh, that makes me 66. That's what I was looking forward to this year. Finally on the 66 train.
66, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. That's that's multiple crits.
Like a truck.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah, I think Acewind did a lot of working out while processing her grief.
Absolutely.
Like we get a montage of her just chopping through a variety of training dummies, just like
Alwina's like, love, we have enough firewood. Yes, you're just like going at it.
Yeah, the training dummies are supposed to last a season, and we've gone through 3 this month.
Yeah. Absolutely. Man.
I'd love to raise a
Man, what a
stat,
twist. Like, damn. Like, as far as the story of the game goes, like everyone was just ribbing you about your relationship and how like how close you are and like blah 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 these people, and then like seeing this source of like strength between each other and like working through this thing, like it's just another level of
They make fun because they don't have
another lens.
what Aeswin and Alwina have.
Yeah. I think we'll see how it goes in future years, but this is the sort of thing that I think veers where someone is going in their life.
For sure.
It may be, and again, we'll see. We play to find out, but it may be that Aeswin's sort of gentle detachment from the courtly life of Salisbury, right? She's capable of jumping into politics, but she just kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
Might become a kind of reclusiveness. Like for her to have been the punchline to some of this gentle ribbing for so long, and then to have this tragedy and just be like, you know what, I don't need that. It's not like I'm not going to do that. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to be Achilles in this tent.
I was thinking similarly for Alwina. The guilt that Alwina must feel for being like, we should go on this vacation. You don't care about me. You know what I mean? And like,
well, so I will say,
I'm going to test
this was entirely Aeswin's idea for the vacation.
Right, but Alwina probably doesn't see it that way, right?
That's true.
And we'll worry about that this coming
year. And the relationship with their mistress, like who was there.
Exactly. That's right, exactly. Right, yeah. I'm gonna make a note here to play with that. Are we cool with the tones of the death of infant mortality and it affecting relationships? By the way, we're going down this way, but I assume we were okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I'm comfortable with it.
All right.
Yeah, we're not dwelling on it. It's fine.
Yeah, but just the severity, the gravitas of it. Even in a world where it's like not many people like it's kind of known for kids to pass away. It still leaves a
5 years old, still 5 years old.
Yeah, right. Yeah, oh, still pain. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. All right then. Glory calculations. Or did you already do it?
I got end glory for 516 is 6,500. 6,541.
6,541.
Yeah, to be honest, despite all the battles, Aeswin was sort of out of commission long enough where it wasn't a huge year in terms of glory.
Yeah, that's true.
God,
that fight sucked for you. I forgot how much that fight sucked for you, Colin.
516 has not been a good year for Aeswin.
Yeah, yeah. God. Sorry, Jim, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, how much is for hosting the feast? Glory for hosting.
Oh, I believe you just get there's no like extra hosting benefit. It's just you're already getting the conspicuous spending benefit as well as whatever you get in the feast.
Yeah, that's true. You don't get to triple dip.
Yeah, basically, exactly.
All right, in that case, let's see. Where I'm at.
And then, could you also just remind the class, for both of you, what traits and stuff you all have at 16?
Yeah.
Maybe Colin can do it while you're calculating.
Yeah, the only trait I have at 16 is Just and Valorous. And Just is something that Aeswin has taken specifically trying to be a just person. That is a thing that she is personally deeply invested in.
Yeah, I remember that.
Let's see. Yeah.
Did you did something drop on yours, Colin?
A while back, loyalty to Lord dropped to 15.
Okay.
Let's see. Yes. Okay. So for traits for Gorthrin, we've got lustful at 16 still. He bought that back up.
There you go.
After that 1 year where it dipped. And he's got energetic at 18 and then Valor is at 20.
Yo, yeah.
And then several others that are like hovering at 14 or 15. Like I'm working on both generous and honest because they're they're his religious virtues.
Yeah.
And it'll also get to work towards the chivalry. It's tough not being British Christian and getting the chivalric bonus, because there's several there it's like, well, this is like not even your bonus.
You get the but that healing rate though.
The healing, there's already been times where that healing rate would have been like, I would take that double healing rate.
It's pretty dang good. All right. Let's talk about the rest of the winter.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's some times when you all are kind of either garrison duty or just kind of hanging out around the bourne. And there's, I maybe this scene's at a tavern, or maybe it's at one of your all's houses. It's sort of like the knights are kind of, knights passing by through, getting whatever their random winter errands done. And they're sort of like, they're kind of rumor mongering amongst themselves, right? And both of you are kind of at this table as well, right? And they're talking about how the Saxons have been raiding through Silchester, and as they finish their beer and one of them goes, no doubt they'll be making this way by Easter. The other one's like, nah, not at all. We got God on our side. They're, Duke Ulfius will stop them. Would either of you care to weigh in?
Duke Ulfius, the 70-year-old, some odd, like the same Duke Ulfius who was old whenever Erwin and Gareth were young?
Same one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Aeson has a similar feeling. We're like, Duke Ulfius can't stop them forever.
Stop them forever, even old and loyal sheepdogs falter.
He fought through the time of Uther, through the time of the anarchy of our fathers. At some point, we have to give the man a bloody break.
Well, maybe when the Saxons stop winding up on our shores, the man can finally rest.
How far have they gone into Salisbury?
Oh, they haven't. He's saying that like they're hearing rumors of raids in Silchester. Like the Saxon activity's been picking up more and more and more, especially since the failed battle last year. Like it's accumulating. And they're talking about, well, is it going to get worse enough that's going to spill over here, or is it going to be like, more kind of contained? And that's what they're speculating, right? So, so yeah, it hasn't reached your side yet.
Yeah. Any calls to like bolster Silchester, like meet them, like counter raid or anything like that?
No, I was thinking about that.
Like we should do a raid.
No.
We should have counter.
Yeah. One of the other knights is like, nah, God's on our side, and plus my chickens laid extra eggs. If that's not being blessed, I don't know what is.
Well, here's the good fortune this year.
All of this is absolutely making Aeswin want to be like, fuck it, and ride off and like fight some Saxons.
Like lock eyes with Gorthrin for a minute. Like,
yeah. And Aeswin knows Gorthrin cannot do that anymore.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I imagine this is probably then in Sarum. Like you all are actually in Sarum talking about
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go find the Earl and tell him that, like, listen, like we're tired of hearing talk. Let's do some action.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think Aeswin's going to do that.
Yeah. I'll let Aeswin take the lead on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also is kind of like a good, like on a back foot or in the back of your mind. I can't imagine this is like a better escape than dwelling at home the whole time. Right?
Yeah. Yep. And I think Aeswin has acquired just enough of an edge to her now that she's willing to be this kind of forthright with the Earl.
Yeah. So like these hedge knight drinking buddies are like, wait, where are you going? As like you're like storm.
Yeah. To do as needs must.
The Earl's changed. Talk to him.
As needs must. They say as they drink each other.
It'd be a good chance to see Aeswin in command.
Yeah, Aeswin's going to entreat the Earl.
Absolutely. Sure. I don't think you need to roll to see like is he occupied, or whatever like that. So sure. You can go upon the Earl. Let me just see sort of the situation though. All right. He's you probably catch him like during like prayer and stuff like that, or like leaving the church or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he sees you all coming and he's like, oh, okay, hold on, excuse me, let me take care of this to his friends, right? And he goes talks to you, like he's probably like talking to the bishop or something like that, right?
Yeah. My liege.
Yes.
Long has my father spoken at length of Earl Ulfius, and his loyal service to Logris as a bulwark against Saxons. Now, words have come to my ears of predations in his lands, of pressures of Saxon raids, and I would bid you give me permission to ride into Silchester, arrayed for battle.
He eyes the bishop, and he kind of looks at, like, he looks and back to you at when you petition this. He's like, seems like you're not the only one who shares this opinion, Bishop. Very well. And he looks at Acewin, and Acewin, what do you think a petition would be for a role to do this? Because the Earl's a little recalcitrant to like marshal up troops to do this, right? Especially this early. He hasn't received any summons from Ulfius. Like, I've received no summons from Ulfius, and to march out, it would be might be deemed reckless.
There are two things.
I hate this. Yeah.
So my initial instinct would be courtesy, but courtesy is like how well you perform etiquette, and I don't think that's what's at stake here. At stake here is, I think, for Rothfuss, my motivation for this and what benefit might come to him from it. So I think loyalty to Lord.
Yeah, I'm there with you on that. Yeah. Yeah.
Be like, are you sincerely, are you trying to get away from me, or are you trying to bring some glory to the name of Rothfuss?
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't think Acewin is particularly good at hiding that this is like, I want to get out of Salisbury right now.
And I think he might even like go a little bit more direct to that and say, I don't know what's driving you. Perhaps it's just glory. Perhaps it's a seek of just adventure. But I tell you, your heart is in the right place, but you're being a little reckless. This is not the time. When Ulfius summons us, Salisbury will be here to aid.
As you wish, my lord.
Salisbury needs you here. Protect our borders now, so we can protect Silchester later. There's too much unknown.
I am as ever your loyal servant.
As you leave, you hear the bishop, like you hear the conversation like going. It's like, I hate it when they say that, and like the way as you leave. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Denied. Do you do it anyways?
I'm thinking how spicy I want to get, because Acewin's thinking back to one of the family stories of a time that Gareth forsook his livery and his identity as Sir Gareth. I'm thinking she's going to kind of be like, oh no, I've fallen ill and shall be sequestered at Winterbourne Gunnet
till Easter,
and then ride off as a nameless knight.
Nice. Anyone? You want to bring anyone with you?
I think this is kind of a moment of crisis, because I think Acewin's like really wants to ask Gorthrin to come, but knows 100% this is absolutely beyond him. He's Lord of Tillshead now, like that, and I think there's a lot of guilt there.
I mean, okay, so like, Gorthrin, if we want, I like keeping this internally for Acewin, but just so you know, like, Gorthrin, like, you doing that, it's not like out of the question. It's not like you would like have Tillshead rescinded from you, or like you would be in like rebellion or anything like that. You would certainly lose a point of honor, because it's like, dude, you can't just like middle finger me, dude.
Like that. No, Gorthrin
makes me look weak, but you could do it.
Do that. He's not gonna sour the relationship with the Earl right now. Rodgar, though, has less obligation. And has a stake in it, because Cholderton's right on. Like, they're gonna march through Cholderton if they come raid. or so I think that's if Ace would like hints at, or like we're all there in Sarum, what see Ace come out of the audience with the Earl with a sour face, like he said no.
Yeah.
He said no, didn't he?
I think I'll say this, because Acewin also doesn't want to put Gorthrin in the position to even consider it. So Acewin is not going to say or even really hint what she's doing, but she is also not going to hide the that staying at Winterborn Gunnet for the season is fake. She doesn't need to do that. And so I think if you are you could come check and find out that, it's not just that you're being Achilles in the tent, you're actually sneaking off.
Yeah.
So I want to put out there, you can find out, but Acewin is definitely not putting it out there for you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think Gorthrin's concerned for his friend with the loss of our child, and clearly something's going on. And I think in his equally kind of cryptic manner, as he's having to learn to be a bit circumspect, even as I raised my honesty this year. So even as he's learning to kind of be circumspect at court, she's like, whatever you choose, Acewin, know that Cholderton will always ride by your side, even if I cannot.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to put this in perspective real quick, just so you know, because I say, and they're Saxons. This should feel a little bit like the first couple years of us playing back in 2019 or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what it should kind of give.
Raids that are enough to get to us. Yeah. I feel like endemic raiding is just a fact of life still, obviously. But if news reaches us, it must have been a big one, or there's a lot
that was exactly my feeling. It's
there was
some of those early vibes, early user vibes.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to insinuate. It sounds like you would know this, but essentially it's oh man, that's another landing kind of situation, right? Another group that needs to land. But yeah, that's sort of the idea here, is that the topic and frequency of conversation about Saxons mirrors that time of of Gareth and Erwin way back in the 480s.
Yeah. No.
So what Acewin's going to do is ride past Chalderton and leave. Yes. Okay. So the order of the yes, send Morgan, who's going to specifically tell a story about some local feature, local geography, some notable tree on a
statue or a thing of a shrine or whatever. Yeah.
And also be and I found this strip of cloth on your pinned to your door. It is the color of chalk, the color of the border of the chalk house. What a strange thing. What an interesting thing to have found. Anyway, yes. I need to get back to Acewin, who is definitely at the Winterborn Gunnet.
Yeah. So we haven't seen Rodgar at all, but I leave it up to you. Rodgar, I would love to have Rodgar come here, but does Rodgar come willingly? Does Rodgar see Acewin's up to something, and I think Acewin's gonna go right out, and that's against the Earl, and I'm gonna have to try to stop her, or is it am I gonna show up anyways because I hate Saxons? Is there is there something about Rodgar that you want to put in here?
Yeah.
I leave it open to you because Rodgar is basically a blank slate here.
He's a pretty blank slate. Yeah, I had a few ideas about him if I ever got to play him, and I think one of them is I like to imagine, given his childhood and when and how he grew up, that he's very an idealist, and the realities of getting permission and all that are we're going to fight, that's all that he really needs. Didn't really think too much about whether the Earl said so or not, or
so it's less about
Yeah, it's more just like he's grown up with stories from both his older brother and his father who've been, at the center of these events. He's been a knight for several years now and hasn't
Yeah.
seemed to have made a chance to like make a
23.
name for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything to get away from just like charging that jousting list day after day to burn off some of the energies. Like, all right,
And-
where do we meet?
Yeah. Not to mention if it's not me overstepping here, get out from under your shadow.
Yeah.
Make a name for the new name of Cholderton.
And make a name for a new name in Cholderton and honor the bond with Winterborn Gunnet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. So is it a situation where like Acewin is riding out to this meeting point and like is unsure who's gonna meet there, and we see Rodgar waiting?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like off his horse or whatever. Yeah, just waiting around. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's sick as hell. Is there any like words expressed, or is it kind of like that quiet, like we know what we're doing?
Yeah. Acewin is gonna like give a grateful nod, but then it's like, let's go.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
Did you ask
between... No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. More people you tell, bigger chance it is of getting out.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Winterborn Gunnet trusts Cholderton.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
The thing I'm noodling on is what kind of expression of anonymity we're going with. Is this no livery, or is this what I'll call dramatic livery? But like, how it's sometimes in the Arthurian tales, it's like the unnamed knight, but sometimes it's like the knight of the wild blue rose, and it's like that's not livery. It's like it's a nom de plume kind of.
Yeah, it's a nom de guerre. Yeah.
Nom de guerre. Sorry. Yeah. I'm actually I think like
Black
poetic
Riders.
I was thinking the Knight of Black Waters, actually.
Yeah.
Waters referencing the Bourne and Black referencing the
Hiding,
recent tragedy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I think that is the nom de guerre that Acewin's going to take for this, is the Knight of Black Waters.
Yeah. Real quick, do your squires come with you?
That's the other thing I was noodling on. On the one hand, a Downey's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
On the other, I kind of would rather him be with me than give him the chance to be a piece of shit at home without my supervision.
Right. Or feel like he was left out of something.
Yeah. I think this is another kind of test for him, because he's not allowed to talk about this. And he's a domineering bully of a personality who I'm sure wants to be able to talk about this kind of thing. So yeah, I'm going to bring a Downey.
Hell yeah.
Does Hrothgar do a nom de guerre?
Oh yeah. Sorry, my mind. What else? Right? Yeah, something with the roses, right? Like if he's in Cholderton now, I think like
what color are the roses?
They've probably changed color.
Yeah.
Let's look at the roses,
because the roses take after the owner of Cholderton, right?
Yeah.
There's a list of them. I think you can reference. Yeah, there's a roses handout. Amethyst,
Consuming
black,
love.
indigo, moss, orange, pink, red, and
Looking
white,
for it,
yellow.
I can't find it.
It's at the very top.
Consuming love, poised of possession and singular focus. It's the black rose. Vigor and vitality, the orange rose. Love must act in the time we have.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Orange rose.
I think an orange, because it's like they don't, especially if this is an expression of Hrothgar and his new brides.
Yeah.
New love, and it does have that kind of like, we have, this has to be done. This is, we had to get permission. They think it's a torrid and illicit, big deal.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that away from them.
Yeah. Also, real quick, I was looking this up while you were talking about it. Yeah, Adani, he has his known passion is hatred of Saxons. So like,
good. Okay, good. Yeah.
So there you go. It's not high. It's a 13, but it's still like the thing that came up for him. So like, yeah, that's
sure.
yeah. So this is, yeah, he's into it. He's like, say no more.
Yep. Love it. Love it.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm thinking about now. I think I also like Indigo. I think
Enduring love.
given what little bit what we know about Rodgar, just like
Indigo.
doesn't matter what would've
Enduring
happened.
love. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that fits. I feel like that fits in from what we know about Rodgar so far. It feels like I'll fight to win your love.
Also,
Unyielding.
Yeah.
It's also
could also-
blue, which is also like your main color of your house, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so there's
Yep.
something about the blue rose is pretty
Blue
good.
Rose, yeah.
Yeah.
You could also go ironic with it and choose one that's like the opposite of true,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Moss Rose, like humility and shy, or
Like that.
White Rose, like perfect peace, riding off to war.
I love you not. I like the blue. I like Indigo. He'll
Indigo's
have one.
good.
He'll have one in his woven through his mail.
Oh yeah. Awesome. Oh yeah. All right then. So then we'll call it there today, as we start the raid next session.
Sweet.
That's sick as
Very
hell.
cool.
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
Man, I'm so glad to be back. This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm so happy about this. I appreciate it. We were zooming through this. Yeah. Any shout outs? Any things we liked a lot out of the session?
It's good to be back.
It's
Yeah.
good to be. Yeah.
Very good to be back.
I don't like getting up early, so I'm always going to complain about that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm really glad to be back.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like early morning play for myself because I just the meds are fresh and the day is not weighing on me, so it's a lot easier to get into it.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It's true.
That's true.
Also, the Childerton Orchard is finally profitable this year, earning or next year 517 it'll be profitable. 1 Libra. Sweet.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have any shout outs or anything like that. Yeah, I was
but-
playing it in 507, so that's
And the moment you get a new place.
he's got to move. Yeah.
All this time. All this. Oh. Dang, man.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. Colin, any shout outs for you, buddy?
Keep an eye out on my Twitter. I am embarking on a new project. Well, 2 new projects. One, I am writing a syllabus for. I'm going to try and do a free seminar / lecture thing on one of my favorite texts, the Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. It's topical, and I'm gonna run it like a free class that
Nice.
I would teach in college or something. Just because they didn't hire me to teach any classes this semester, so fuck them. Free
Oh, yeah.
knowledge.
Do
That's project number 1. So keep an eye on that. I'm either going to call it the Green Knight Footnotes or Professor Mr. Cool Guy, and maybe make a series out of it. The other project is I'm starting a open table living world game of Starforged by Sean Tompkins.
Not Lancer.
Set in the Lancer setting.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
You can check out my Twitch channel to see the Session 0 world building we did. So we used Starforge and generated a starting sector rather, not the whole sector. It's full of goodies. So you check that out. And if you're interested in joining, find links to my Gilded, jump in there. It's going to be low impact, especially because Starforged you can play solo. So your contribution doesn't have to be setting up a session. It can just be journaling your adventures and submitting them to the server. So just keep an eye on that. More details forthcoming, obviously, but that's what I got going on.
That's sick. Right. Cool. Yeah, and I don't know what I'm doing yet. After just moving. So I don't know. I still want to do some sort of like sci-fi game, probably my Traveler game, but I don't know when the right time for that is yet. I'm still getting things squared away. But yeah, I don't know. I'm in a space western mood.
Yeah, I just started running Mothership and having a good time with it, and I found the POD of the Classic Traveler 3 books waiting on that. So
oh yeah. I've been the one thing that kind of like I wish Mothership and Traveler like could do for me is I'm looking for a game that lets you kind of get into the psychology like we can in Pendragon. And that's the one thing for me. And like especially like when it comes like the western part, you know? Like the looking out the window and what you think of the void. Like, you know, what are you running from? What are you those kind of parts are the things I'm in, you know, and making that piece.
Actually, have you considered homebrewing 5th edition D&D?
No, what's 5th edition? That's true. I should probably just stick to 5th edition.
Yeah, I think you could probably do it in D&D.
Yeah, you easily
just
can.
Just
do anything
it.
in D&D.
You can do anything. Just homebrew it. It's
let me just hack. Let me just hack Burning Wheel into 5th edition, and then be then be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's two great tastes go great together.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. Well, on that note, we're out of here. So thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll see you all for our next session. Later.
Cool. Peace.